Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Tracy Prachu with the RCAW, and we are so glad to have you with us. Tonight we have something kind of special. We have several of our board members here, and they're just going to talk to you about their personal experiences in the roofing industry and with the RCAW and how it's changed their businesses or their experience in the roofing industry. And so we're really excited to do that. I'd like to introduce our board of directors. Colin Matson is our president from Matson Roofing. Justin Shirley is our vice president from Atkins Roofing. Don Bose is our treasurer from Legends Roofing. Casey Groves is our past president from Axis Roofing and Gutter. Donovan Gladstone is one of our directors from GAF. Jared Geyser is one of our directors from Eagleview. Erica Statch, who's not in the meeting tonight yet, is one of our directors from Convoy. Phil Inhat is one of our directors from Preferred Roofing, and he is also not here. Sam Thomason is a director from State Roofing, and then Renee Williams is our wonderful director from Malarkey. And so we are just going to let our directors move ahead and talk with you, and we're going to start with Colin Matson from Matson Roofing.
Thank you so much, Tracy. So as Tracy mentioned, my name is Colin Matson. I'm the owner of Matson Roofing. And I am the current sitting president of the RCAW. Matson has been in business for about as long as I've been alive, 38 years, and I've been a part of it for 13 years. I purchased the company about 6 years ago from my dad, and I've just been kind of taking it from there through all the fun times we've been experiencing in the last 5 years. So this is my second stint on the board of the RCAW. I joined for a lot of reasons, one of them being a legacy. My dad was on the board, and he used to always tell me how important it was to give back and serve our industry that's been so good to us. I also am a young owner, and I've had the opportunity to make a lot of relationships and have a lot of great mentors that I've met on this board, some and a lot of them in this room right now. And it's allowed me to, I guess, dig a little bit deeper into the roofing industry beyond just the everyday in my office and understand some of the issues that are bigger than just me and affect us all as a whole, and maybe be able to contribute and, I don't know, affect that or learn about it in a more profound way. Some of those things, like prior to joining the board, I wasn't involved in any kind of legislative issues or didn't know what was going on at the Capitol. Now that I'm on the board and have been on the board for multiple years, you know, I'm much more dialed into what's going on down there. I'm aware of issues. It helps me run my business. It helps me make good decisions in the everyday and how I guess move forward in the business. And there's also been a great impact on the way that I run my safety programs at Matson Roofing based on some of the things that I've learned at the RCAW. It's a great opportunity to also talk to other members and executives on the board about how they do their safety and to kind of, I guess, collaborate and to talk through, you know, successes and mistakes and just to grow that part of it. I'm trying to go through my notes here. I don't really have much else. Can I pass on to the next person? Trace, you want to go?
Thanks, Colin. How about Donovan? You want to go next?
Sure. That sounds good, Tracy. Thank you. So my name's Donovan Gladstone. I work for GAF Corporation. I've been with the company for 26 years now. Originally serving, covering the Oregon and Idaho markets, and then moved up to take over the Western Washington, Seattle to Portland area. It's, you know, after 26 years, I originally was going to go into the building industry, but found myself in a segue that took me into roofing, and once you step into the circle, you never step out of it. It's too much of a great industry to be in. As far as the board goes, you know, I served on different boards, Rebuilding Together, which is somewhat like Habitat for Humanity, and I was looking at my time, and I decided the best place for me to really spend most of my time would be on the Roofers Association board. So I came on the board 9 years ago, and I've served for our board here, and I very much enjoy it. Why did I do that? I wanted to try to leave a legacy. You know, in our industry, it's a spectacular industry, like Colin said, and this is a place where, you know, all of our livelihoods are involved here. It feels almost recession-proof, even in the tough times. People still need a roof, you know, so it's a wonderful place to be. Our company is focused on training and education, business development, and professionalism, and ethics and things like that. And I believe that the RCAW embodies all those things. And so I wanted our company to be a strong part of that. And that's why I'm on the board. Some of the useful things that I think about when I think about the Roofers Association, because I see hundreds of contractors out there, and the things they ask me about are, what's required in the state to be a contractor, what kind of rules and regulations and policies should we abide to? What do we do during COVID, and what's the most current things happening? And that's what the RCAW does. It doesn't only provide all this knowledge and information, but it also gives value buying propositions with all the programs you do. So I highly recommend this to anybody to be on the board, and anybody that's not a member, I hope you come on board and become a member, because it's a great organization. Back to you, Trace.
Thanks, Donovan. Let's hear from Casey Groves next.
Well, hi, everyone. Again, thank you, Tracy. My name is Casey Groves. I'm the president of Access Roof and Gutter. We're up in the North Puget Sound area. My company's been in business. I'm original owner. Company's been in business for 22 years. So I've certainly had the majority of my lifetime in the roofing industry. And it's funny as what I know about roofing is so very little when it comes to the vast array of roofing applicators and different companies and what they do, and the waterproofing side of things and the commercial side of things, since we're residential. I got the opportunity to serve as a director on the board, and of course, president, vice president, and treasurer. And I kind of went through that cycle. Learned a lot, and I think I never would have had this opportunity if I didn't become a member and made that choice as a business owner and as a small business to join the RCAW, support the state, and kind of learn about what's happening here. And as a contractor, the number one thing we watch out for is our safety. And I think the biggest thing that I'm going to take away from here with the RCAW is being an integral part of learning about safety and the toolbox talks that Tracy has put together, the lunch and learns, and the things that can keep my employees safe out on the roofs. L&I is something that is always so fearful as a business owner, and having to provide all the safety measures that we need and that we're required to at the state. And I think that was a really big segue for me to really get to understand it and in different ways. It seems like employees like to cut corners as much as they can. So it's up to us as business owners to learn and to provide the safest measures that we can to when we're out installing roofs. And the RCAW has really provided that for me, and I love, now that I've learned it, to give back and try and share that with associate members, the members that we have, and future members that may want to join the RCAW for that safety aspect. Now, being a business owner, I sure love the opportunity to work with the IBA and Gary Smith, and to learn about all the legislation coming through. And boy, oh boy, I mean, I'm really blown away on what's going on in Olympia within our industry. So that itself, learning about legislation, meeting all the wonderful people. I do hold the chair for the golf tournament, and I love it near and dear. And as a big golfer, I love hanging out with everybody and talking with people and hearing stories from our manufacturers to our distributors to our contractors. So it's a lot of fun. I certainly enjoy it, and I'm really happy to be a part of the RCAW. I'm really happy to be a director, and these are 3-year terms. So if someone out there would love to be a director, get your name in the hat. They're all voted on amongst our peers, amongst our members out in Washington State, and take the opportunity to really see under the hood of what happens in our state in the roofing industry. So I know I could talk plenty, but Tracy, I'll hand it back to you.
Thanks, Casey. Yeah, everything you said was, I love this. This is great. Don Bose, your turn.
Hello, I'm Don Bose, one of the owners of Legends Roofing. I started roofing in 1976, June of 1976. So this is my saying goodbye. I'm leaving tonight, so I'm tired. 45 years in the roofing industry. I'm a 3-time past president of the Roofing Contractors Association. I first got involved in the mid 80s. And here I am in 2021. I think I've pretty much been on the board the last 19 years, give or take about 6 months, I think I was off. I'm a big advocate for promoting the roofing industry. That's why I get involved. I don't look at anybody on the board, any member as a competitor. When we're talking about the Roofing Contractors Association, it's all one team as far as I'm concerned. And I think that's important to differentiate that. Legislative wise, worked with Gary Smith. Colin's taking care of that now, our lobbyist. Fantastic information we get from him. It's just, you need it. You got to have it. Like, I'm not sure if anybody knows, but we got a new regulation coming down the pike January of 22, long-term care. So we all have to now start withholding 58 cents out of every $100 an employee makes and collect it and pay it to the state. Comes down the pike from some legislation that was passed in 2019. Dummy me, I don't remember it, but getting information from the roofing contractors about these regulations is just vital to be able to run your business efficiently and correctly. So that's all I got to say right now, but I think you need to become a member.
Thanks, Don. Yeah, there is a lot that we have had to go through in the last year and a half with COVID and all the different rules and regulations. And we've been very fortunate to have such a collaboration of different associate members that have helped us with that, like Trent Cotney has helped us so much, Gary Smith, and being a member of this association really gives us an opportunity to get that information and get it before something happens, before there's a fine, before your company gets in trouble. So that's very, very true. Jared, how about you go next?
Thank you, Tracy. Jared Geyser, Regional Sales Manager with Eagleview. I've been on the board a few years now. I've been a part of the association for 7 years, which is when I joined the industry, and a board member, I think, the last 3 years now. This is my second term this year starting, and appreciate the support from all the members that voted for me. I thoroughly enjoy being a part of the board and the association. When I started 7 years ago from outside the industry, I knew I needed to be an expert in my field, and this is a starting place for that. And if you're starting up your own company, or you just want to be better at what you do or the best at what you do, this is definitely the forum and the platform and the place to do so, to become that. I'm lucky enough to be part of the group here, surrounded by industry experts, people like Don that have run a great business for many, many years, and Donovan that's been over 20 years in the industry, expert in this field, and really everybody else in this room here, just outstanding individuals. And as competitive as I am, one of the things I love about the RCAW, and this is kind of funny, this is coming from a father of a 4-year-old, I get to watch a lot of funny, like, dinosaur shows and things like that. Well, I learned, not too long ago, that there's this thing called the watering hole, and the dinosaurs don't kill each other when they're at the watering hole, no matter if they're what type of dinosaur they are. They all come together they relax, and everything's good there. And I kind of look at the RCAW as that watering hole for our industry. You know, when we come together and we have meetings and events and whatnot, we're coming together in solidarity as one for the betterment of the entire industry. And that's just seems like, I don't know why anyone wouldn't want to be a part of that if they're involved in the industry in any way. So that's really, when I look at the RCAW, it just stands for a lot in regards to the industry and what we can do for our local levels here in the cities we serve across the state. And it's a great thing to be a part of. We do some great things in the form of fundraising throughout the year, whether that's putting a roof on someone's house that's going through some tough times, that's less fortunate. We all pull together, and one company provides a certain portion of that roof, another company provides the shingles for that roof, somebody provides the labor, and it's just an amazing thing to see all these professionals come together for the betterment of everybody, really. So I feel very fortunate to be part of the group. I currently am the chairman of membership, and I follow Donovan Gladstone, who was prior for so many years account, and have done a great job and has grown our group here, our association, to over 120 members from I think 37. It was around 3 years or 7 years ago, what the number was. So incredible work there. I've got some huge shoes to fill, but I'm very motivated and excited to be a part of the group again here this year. So that's really what I have to say. If you're not a member now, please reach out. Love to talk to you about the association. And there's just so many benefits, more benefits than we've ever had before, from a value saving standpoint, from your insurance to your employees, to your insurance of your vehicles and equipment, to office supplies, to needing a website. We really have everything you'd possibly need in a formal marketplace for our members. So that's what I've got. So thank you, Tracy. Thank you, board.
Thank you, Jared. I love that watering hole analogy. That was perfect. If you guys have any questions in the audience, please type them into the chat box, and when we get to the end, we'll be loving to answer all your questions. So next is Renee Williams from Malarkey.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for having me here this evening, just to be able to share a little bit of my experience. And I am sales representative for Malarkey Roofing Products, and I cover Western Washington with another sales partner in our territory. I've been with Malarkey for just over 4 years. Malarkey, I know, has been a part of the RCAW for many years. And so locally, I became involved when I became a representative for them. My background, I have been in construction field for over 20 years. And then it was just fitting that I was introduced to the roofing industry, and it has been amazing. One of my largest motivations for getting involved with the RCAW was definitely just to be among my peers. And I really encourage it, especially roofing contractors. I see them on a daily basis myself, or talk to them, and I really try to share the importance of what this group can do for them, just for the resources, and also networking. I've really been able to build a lot of great friendships within the RCAW and within the roofing industry alone. Been very appreciative of that, and I really love the fact that we can all come together and share experiences. So I think everyone has pretty much spoken to that, how this is a resource, and how we look at one another as equals. We look to each other for encouragement, and also just to help us navigate through all the hard times that everyone is facing right now. So I really appreciated that I was asked to step in for a gentleman that ended up taking a position and moved out of state. And so I'm learning a lot, and it really is important for me to be a part and to give back to our industry as well, and to learn as much as I can so that I too can share with the contractors that I talk to. So again, please take advantage of all the resources that are right here at our fingertips. And I really do encourage anyone who's even on the edge thinking about it, really dive in, and it'll benefit you and your company, and you'll meet a lot of great people. So thank you for letting me share.
Thanks, Renee. Now turn it over to Justin.
Hi, my name is Justin Shirley, current Vice President of the RCAW. I've been with the RCAW for a few years now. I am one of the owners of Acton's Quality Roofing that was started in 2006. I was first exposed to roofing probably when I was about 14. New neighbor moved in across the street, and I got a summer job helping them clean up. And then when I graduated high school, I needed a job. So I founded a roofing contractor and worked for them for a while. And in my early 20s, I bounced around from contractors, good contractors, followed safety, paid well, treated their employees well. And then I also worked for not so good contractors that didn't participate in safety and all the things that make a good contractor. And it kind of persuaded me. I think I was 25 years old. I started my own roofing company, and started that with the philosophy that I wanted to build a company that took great pride in partnerships with manufacturers, distributors, great pride in safety, pay for employees, valued them, so they wanted to work there. And that worked great for me for a long time. And during the recession, about 2009, I got a great opportunity to work for one of the largest builders in Washington State. I actually started their roofing division for them. And they were a company that also prided themselves on being an excellent contractor. And obviously they were for the size that they are. And then in 2016, I got the even better opportunity to join the Acton's team. And the reason why I did that is because I developed a great passion just for roofing. And so did the owner of that company. And when I researched the company and the partnerships that it had, the employees and the safety record, I knew that that's where I wanted to be. My philosophy in roofing has always been to build up the roofing industry, to build up what people perceive it as to be. And that's one of the things that the RCAW strives to do, is we don't look at roofing contractors, manufacturers, distributors as just competitors, but building each other up, building the industry up, puts great pride into each owner, each manufacturer, every person that has a part in the roofing industry. It makes them feel so good that they're part of an industry that is growing, that is changing with the times for the better, that is improving people's careers, their livelihoods, everything about it. And so the RCAW, when I first started my first company, I had to learn the hard way with safety, with providing insurance for my employees, everything that starting a company when you're 25 years old and you don't have any money and you don't have any resources, I learned the hard way. And it was a lot of hard work. And I look at the RCAW now and I go, man, if I would have had those resources, if I would have known people, if I would have had manufacturers that I developed a relationship early with, if I would have had people that could mentor me, that it would have taken a lot of stress off those early years of my company. So now when I look at the RCAW, I look at younger contractors or younger people and the stress that they could be having in these times, especially in the last couple of years that we've had in this climate. I just think, man, if I had that tool back then, it would have made my life so much easier. And so I encourage anyone that has a passion for roofing, that's in the roofing industry, to take advantage of all the tools, all the people that are members, the directors. Everyone that's here tonight is somebody that is passionate about roofing and wants to see everybody succeed. We just want the industry to grow, to be better, and to change with the times that we're in right now. It's difficult. We need each other. We need each other to support each other and not just look at each other as competitors or what can I do better than that individual. No, we need to build each other up. And I've always in my career have felt that way, that building everybody up just helps everybody succeed to a career that they're proud of, an industry that they want to be in. And it encourages those younger contractors, younger people to fuel that passion that they have. They're starting out and they want a career. They want an industry that they can be proud of, and that we can help them with that. Being a part of the RCAW for me is one of the greatest prides that I have. I'm on a few boards, but this board really helping the industry, helping all of us, and seeing how we all grow together and encourage each other is one of the greatest things I've ever been a part of. So I encourage anyone to become a member if they're in the roofing industry. Thanks.
That's awesome. Thank you, Justin. So I'd like to turn this over and have some questions. I've got some questions here that have come in, and so I'm just going to throw them out to the board and you can answer. One of the things is, what kind of continuing education does the RCAW provide? Okay.
I can take it. At least I can start. Again, I just want to stop for a second and say that everybody that just had a little speech there did a wonderful job, and y'all did way better than me. So well done. Maybe I can make up for it now. What kind of continuing education does the RCAW have? Well, I think, like everybody touched on, we're a resource in a million ways. We offer a means to become safety trained. We have a template for a APP. We have, help me somebody. We have education on legislative. Tracy, help me.
We have our lunch and learn, which are fabulous. Every other Tuesday, that we have once a month, we have our safety director that does something on a different safety topic, and then we have a array of speakers that come in. I think the next one is JF on the certified contractor programs. 2 weeks before was Trent Cotney talking about a myriad of things that legal issues that your company would be facing, and it was a fantastic hour. It's just 1 hour and it's free. And you know, if you go into the members website, on our website, and it's password protected, it's just for our members, we have a plethora of information from Toolbox Safety Talks. There's over 60 of them. Some of them are in English and in Spanish. We have all of the COVID resources that you would need. We have recorded listen and learns. We have all of our lunch and learns that are recorded that you can link off to, our past issues of our newsletters. And there's a lot of information there. All the different safety trainings that are available at a discount for our members, all of our savings for members. So there's just a ton of educational information in that member section. And as we go forward, we're just going to keep adding to that. And, you know, it's basically what the membership tells us that they're wanting, and we try to fulfill that. So.
Oh, do you mind if I jump in there for a sec?
Go.
Yeah, you know, I think that that's a great question. You know, I like the fact that our organization, we start off the year with a trade show as well. And, you know, with learning how, simple things as learning how to tie off, you know, I mean, we demonstrate how to properly use your fall arrest and fall restraint. And the classes that we put on throughout the day are wonderful, and it reaches whatever someone wants to learn, essentially. And again, that's product knowledge to safety to legislation. I mean, it's all there at our trade show, and I think the trade show speaks volumes to get the year started too. And when we come through a cold, wet winter, to jump in March or April to get going for the season with the trade show.
Also, to add, when it becomes allowable again, we often, you know, these biennial dinners often include a speaker, whether it be an educational speaker like a roofing consultant or a manufacturer teaching or anything along those lines, that we'll be bringing back once that's okay.
Yeah, we hope that this time would have been okay.
Hey, can I throw something in there?
You bet.
Just for the listeners out there, the RCAW trade show usually happens in February, and it's kind of that trade show that happens in South Center Seattle or somewhere around the Seattle area that really says, here's everything new from the industry, from all the manufacturers and suppliers, et cetera. But that's also where all these educational classes happen. Different speakers on different topics, like you said. But what's really nice is that we do now have the lunch and learns, which are constantly going throughout the year, that you can learn that way as well. So thank you.
That's very true. Segue into that is another question. Other than the trade show and the golf tournament that's been mentioned, what other events does the RCAW have? Donovan, I know you want to talk about the Salmon Derby.
All right, I'll talk about it. Okay, so we do have the annual RCAW Salmon Derby, and that usually happens at the end of July or the first week of August. This year it'll be on Wednesday, July 28th. It's down at the Point Defiance Marina. Typically we have around 100 or so people there, several sponsors. It all happens at the Point Defiance dock. A lot of prizes, a lot of fun. It's a good social environment. So there's one. And then what was the other, what were the ones that they mentioned besides which ones, Trace?
Oh, the golf tournament was mentioned. Casey mentioned that, and our trade show. We have a brand new event that's next Friday, which is our Sporting Clays tournament, and it's at the Tacoma Sportsman's Club. It's the first annual one. So that's going to be a lot of fun, just to get out and see each other again, because it's been so long since we've been able to go anywhere or do anything. Normally we also have a Mariners night, but that unfortunately is not going to happen this year because MLB's attendance issues. But then the Salmon Derby golf tournament. We're working on some new events right now, but again, with the COVID, we're not sure if the Professional Women in Roofing Conference is going to be able to happen. And then we always wind up the end of the year with a really fun party. And a lot of the money that was collected from that party goes to Toys for Tots. So this last year, even with the COVID, we were able to collect 3 truckloads of toys and $5,000 for Toys for Tots. So that was pretty amazing. And that just shows the generosity that is in our industry. Because even with all of the things that were going on and the hardships our businesses were facing, they were so happy to give. And that really meant a lot to a lot of kids whose families were hurting and couldn't afford to have Christmas otherwise. So that's kind of my passion. You've got the Salmon Derby, you've got the golf tournament. My passion is the Toys for Tots. So.
Yeah, with that Toys for Tots, I know it was tough with COVID last year, but tied with that really is the gala, right? The year-end RCAW gala, which is that time where everybody's like, hey, when can the wives put on the dresses or the girlfriends, and everybody dress up and get out on the dance floor and have dinner and have a good kind of year-end deal. That normally happens that first week of December, right?
Yeah, and we have a silent auction, and this is the year before the COVID. We had a really fun faux casino night and a lot of prizes, and everybody just had a really good time. And that usually is a sellout every year. So definitely looking forward to getting out and having some fun again. Let's see. Okay, so mandatory masks and summers and cruise, and how do you handle that?
I'm sorry, Tracy, can you say that one more time?
With the mandatory mask mandate and everything heating up, do we have any tips for handling that with our employees, with heat-related illness and things like that?
Anybody? I guess I can start and then someone else can add on. So at the RCAW, we have to be careful. It's not our job necessarily to provide direct advice. What we can do, again, is to cycle back and become a resource for those things. So this is a good example. If we don't have a concrete answer, we can dig into it and try to find you a good answer. So I think Trent Cotney would be a great resource there. He's our counsel that our council resource that we provide for our membership. And he actually just gave a great, I believe, a lunch and learn on that, and sent out another update on that as well. Tracy, I don't know if we've addressed that earlier on at all. You know, Tracy is really good about, especially when COVID was in the beginning of this, when there was so much uncertainty, you know, just updating everybody on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, letting you know what was new, what was coming down the pipeline, you know, what decisions the governor was making, and just keeping everybody on top of it. So where I think we're uncomfortable giving direct advice on how to deal with that, we can, if you call any one of us or call Tracy and she'll point you in the right direction, we can point you in a direction where we think that you can get an answer that you'd be comfortable with and that will help you make good decisions for your company.
Yeah, and actually, I do have handouts regarding this from our safety director, Jennifer Richards at Safety Matters Training Institute. And she actually did a lunch and learn just on Tuesday about this. And so that video will also be coming up on our YouTube channel here in about another week after it's edited. But if you want to, you can reach out to me and I can get you her PowerPoint so you can train your employees. One of the things that I learned from that lunch and learn is that you have to be certified every year in handling heat-related illnesses. And so you have to train your employees once a year on that, and how the mask mandate and everything fits together with that. It was a really interesting lunch and learn. And everyone who attended was certified, and I was getting a card that says that they attended for 1 year. So we had a lot of our lunch and learns offer some really interesting things, and it gives us an opportunity to answer a lot of questions that a lot of people are wondering about. Anybody else? So the other question is, how do we become a member? Jared, do you want to take that?
Absolutely. So there's a couple ways you can become a member, and we have several. We have a couple different packages in regards to what that looks like. So we offer now a monthly option. Before we only had an annual option where you paid one large lump sum, and now you can break that down into monthly installments. So that's an outstanding option there. If you go to our website, rcw.com, there's a section there with an application on how to become a member, and you can fill that out. You can also reach out to any one of our board members as well, including myself, obviously, and I'm happy to walk you through some of the benefits and answer any of the questions you may have, along with Tracy, and again, any of the board members are happy to help with that. And we've also got a great offering for our members called Membership Member Advantage program. And there's just so many different things, I can't imagine being a business owner and not being able to take advantage of several of those benefits within that package there, and help save your company some money and get a chance to utilize some of the better tools in the industry. But many ways to join the website, calling any one of us, stopping by the RCW office in Tacoma. There's many different ways to join, and we're happy to welcome you.
Absolutely. What Jared was mentioning, our Member Resource Advantage Reward Program, we have like 38 different companies providing discounts, anywhere from credit cards or credit card processing, Office Depot, Staples, Constant Contact, fuel cards. With the price of gas going up like it is, we have 6 different fuel cards that offer discounts, including WEX, Shell, and ExxonMobil, quite a few different ones. And then we've got Podium on there if you're using Podium, and Job Progress software, and all kinds of marketing things, from building your website to SEO. All the tools that you need to build your business are available at a discount. And even if you already use those vendors, you can go through the program and those vendors will give you the discount on your current membership with them. So there's some pretty exciting things. And the one kind of jewel in the crown of that is our healthcare trust. And one of the things is, when you become a member of the RCAW, you also become a member of Clean Tech Alliance and the Independent Business Association of Washington. So it's 3 memberships in one. And the Clean Tech Alliance has come alongside us to provide the healthcare trust, and it's fantastic. There's different programs within it that really can save your business a lot of money. If you're offering healthcare to your employees, or you're thinking about offering healthcare to your employees, it really gives us some tools and opportunity to figure that out. And we have a great broker, Stephen Roberts from Conover Insurance, that works with our members directly and listens to all their needs and finds them the best program within the trust. So it's a really wonderful thing. Membership is good. So, and with that, I do not see that we have any more questions. Is there anything that anyone would like to add, Casey? Unmute.
There we go. A little technical difficulty there. Yeah, so it's funny. I have a colleague, he's down south, and he said that I didn't know you guys had an app. I see there's job postings. How do I post? So I thought that's kind of funny that I don't know if we've hit on that or we can talk about the app. But yeah, if Scott, I know you're watching, but yeah, member services at rca.com. Send an email and you can post a job. I know that I think any contractor out there now is we're really struggling with the workforce at the moment, and it's really tough to find qualified employees. It's tough. So as we're all searching for new employees to join our teams, this is a resource that you can have. And you guys, you don't want to talk about the app. I don't know if we even mentioned that, but just for folks like Scott down south and every other person out there that don't know anything about our app. So Tracy, you want to take that?
Our app is brand new. It just rolled out this last week, and I want to thank Actions Roofing for sponsoring the app for the first year so we could put it together and get it out. It's in both Apple Store and in for Android, and it has everything that the website has on it, pretty much, but it's in an app format, so you can look up members and this and that, job postings like Casey was mentioning. We also will put those same classified ads on our website for you. And if you take advantage of the Roofers Coffee Shop discount that is in the Member Resource Advantage Rewards, they also have a classified section that RCAW members get a discount on. And in our Member Resource Advantage Rewards, we also have a national job posting board that is very similar to Job Monster or Indeed, those kind of job boards that you can post to for a deep discount. So we've got a lot of ways to get the word out if you're looking for employees. So we're really working, because that is, something that's really tough in this industry right now is the labor shortage. And so we're trying to find different ways to help you find the right people for your business, because that's the most important part, is the people that are in your business, making your business grow. Anybody else? Okay, well, with that said, I think we had a great time tonight, and I really appreciate our directors sharing. It's always hard to be put on the spot and a little bit nerve-wracking, but they did a great job, and I thank all of you that were able to attend tonight. We had a couple directors that couldn't make it. One of them is becoming a grandmother, and another one had a wife with a birthday, so that's family first, always. But we just hope that this is informative to everyone who attended. We will edit this and it will go up on our YouTube site, so you'll be able to rewatch it. If you didn't get to make it tonight, we'll send out a link in a couple weeks when it's edited, so everyone can get some more information about the RCAW and what we have to offer. And we just appreciate the participation that we have from so many wonderful contractors, manufacturers, distributors, and associates that have come together to really support us. We have so many people sponsoring us that it's too many. It'd take me half an hour to mention all of our sponsors, but thank you to all of our sponsors, because they made it possible for us to do so many more things that we weren't able to do in the past. So all I can say is that when you pay your dues to the RCAW, they do go for something other than just fun events or paying salaries. They really are invested back into our members to give them the resources they need to be more successful in their businesses. So with that said, good night, everyone. Thank you for coming, and we look forward to seeing you at our next Lunch and Learn, which is next Tuesday. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.